Hello everyone, it's Pav. Today we are going to look at what I bought in the last 3 months, 2.5 months to be exact. I think we all know that it's really difficult to get products nowadays. The things that we can get easily or with reasonable access is really quite limited. But among all this craziness, there are still some things that I think is worth buying into. And so I'm just going to show you very quickly, these are the list of the things I bought, and I'm just going to quickly go through this. Hopefully it won't be a very long video, but I'm going to share with you the reason why I bought them and the decision making that is going through my mind when I'm deciding whether to buy or not to buy. First of all, the list is pretty long, but honestly there's not too much as compared to what we have access to in the past. Let me just go through some of the things that I think most of you probably would already know, like for example the black bolt and white flare stuff. This of course because this is basically during the release, and I got a case of each of them, and I also have some other things like the booster bundles. These are from my supplier that I typically usually buy from, and whenever he have something to offer me, I'll usually just grab them because the price is usually quite reasonable, and as a sign of support, I normally I don't even ask for any discount or things like that, because I pretty much trust that the price that he offered me is pretty good as compared to the open market price. But of course, usually I already have a little bit of idea what the market price should be. The price over here seems pretty high as of now, because during release the price was high. In Singapore it was going for about 150 160 Singapore dollar. This is American dollar, 78 American dollar, the price I bought. But of course, if you saw my video earlier, I actually sold like half of them at a pretty much market price at that time. And so even though it seems like, oh, I spent quite a bit over here, but actually I've already recouped some of it by selling off about half of them. I kept 5 of each, 5 of the black bolt ETB and 5 of the white flare ETB for long term, but I sold about half of them. Again, the decision was quite straightforward because I started this process since Journey Together as well as Destined Rival. If I know that my purchase price is not good enough with reference to my target, then I would probably try to sell some of it if I can at a, of course, higher price than what I paid them for. Some people may call it flipping or scalping or whatever you want to call it, but to me, basically I did it to reduce my price of entry, my cost basis. So black bolt and white flare, so maybe if I can show you over here, let's see if I can find it. All right, black bolt ETB. So yeah, you can see that I have 5 left over here, and my cost basis at the moment is like $40 American dollar. Of course, it's we have to do some work, right? I got like 10 of them, I sold 5 of them, and which cut my cost down. So you can see that I bought it at $78. I sold them for like 110, 113. This is USD, right? And then that brings my cost basis way down to about $40. So I'm pretty safe. It doesn't matter if the market crash next month or the month after. I don't think it will crash all the way down to $40. So that's the reasoning behind this, my decision. And now let's look at the other thing, which I think most of you are more interested in, is where and how exactly I park the rest of my money. And the other thing I want to highlight is that I actually spend quite a bit. The sum is $6,700. Let's keep it quiet so my wife don't hear this. No, $6,700 in about 2.5 months. It's quite a bit, to be honest. It looks actually more than what I expected. So I think it's a good thing that I do video like this once in a while so that I keep myself in check. No wonder my bank account is dwindling in terms of the fund. But anyway, let's get back to this. Where does most of the money go? Just last week I actually bought Prismatic Evolution, quite a little bit of it, 32 bundles to be exact, at a pretty good price, $59. And I'm going to show you why as well. Prismatic Evolution ETB, this one was from the Costco bundle way earlier. This is in July when the Costco bundle was selling. So in Singapore, of course, we do not have Costco, but there are people who actually import from the US and they sell it here. So you can see that the price, of course, is not super cheap. But if we compare it to what we typically get in Singapore, I think this is considered reasonable. And let me show you why. Because Prismatic Evolution, if you know, the release is on 18 January this year, 2025. So since release, the price has been going up and up and up. So at the highest point, it actually went up to about $80 per booster bundle. And then it dropped slowly to about 60 plus. And then when the Costco dropped recently, with all the bundles and everything, it went down to the lowest point ever on the open market, at least, which is about $58. And this is actually as low as it has ever been since release, because even at release it was already like $68, $69. Right now it's below 60. So to me, it looks reasonable and quite straightforward that if I'm going to cut down on my cost basis, this is the time to buy them. Of course, it is possible for me to get it cheaper than this, because I actually got some at very close to MSRP from my supplier before, but I only managed to get 2 bundles. This is and in Singapore we don't get this a lot, especially recently. I'm not sure why. Anyway, all these bundles, it seems to be going to big box store in the US. In Singapore, you pretty much don't see them anywhere. Card shops, they have them, but not too many, and usually it will go out very quickly. And the LGSs, they typically mark up quite highly as well. So in the US, it's almost impossible to see them at MSRP. Even for me, even with my relationship with the card shop, to be able to get this, you know, at this price, this is almost double MSRP based on the US price. But in Singapore, honestly, at this price, I think it's quite alright. And I'm going to also show you why I think this price is alright. To some people, it may seem expensive, and at the moment I have about 60 of them in the bundles. So I think at the moment I'm quite happy with the position. I probably won't be trying to get more unless the price drop even further than this. So let me just show you why is it that I think this price is alright. And a lot of it has to do with what I just recently did. This was the list that I did for all 4 most current era. So if you are interested in the video, you can check on my earlier video. This one, what I did was I took the price of the different sets, the different series, and I also, just check the gain they have in the last 8 months. But what I added for this video is also how much does each pack actually cost. So if you look at this, the earlier era, the Sword and Shield era, of course we are quite familiar with Evolving Sky, Fusion Strike, and Lost Origin. So if you look at the price of these packs, is like Lost Origin is $21 per pack. How I got this was just take the booster box price divide by 36, and that's how you get it. Evolving Sky, if you go by the booster box price, it's about $68 per pack, and Chilling Reign is 15. But if we go 1 era earlier, again the booster box price is getting very expensive. Team Up, Lost Thunder, Celestial Storm, this is like more than $50 per pack in many of them. And if we go even further back, these are like things that is like 9 to 11 year old. Pretty much everything is above $50 per pack except Steam Siege, which is at 36. So I think, why am I looking at this, and why do I think that these are actually quite alright to get, like Prismatic Evolution booster bundle, as well as the other thing that I got quite a bit was 151 booster bundle. Again, quite a high amount. Over here I only show 13, but actually I already started getting them, I think back in June. I'm going to show you later as well. So at this price, $50, $60, $70 per booster bundle. Each booster bundle has 6 packs in them. So if you just divide for the pack price, is about $12 or $10 to $12 per pack. So again, if we go back to this, and if we are really thinking that this are one of the best set, which is like, if you just look around, most of the content creator, if anybody do a tier list, like 151 Prismatic usually is way up there. It's either the top or the second top tier, they will place it there. So do I think that they will perform as well as some of these very good set? I think it's pretty clear they will. So even if they are not going to be the absolute top, I think they will probably be as good as the second or the third best in the era. So if you are planning to hold them in rather long term, like for me, I definitely will. Am I comfortable, holding on to them and hoping that they will go up? I think it will. Are they going to do as well as like Celestial Storm? Are they going to do as well as like Unbroken Bond in like another 5 years time? Honestly, I'm quite confident they will, even if they do not reach this height. Even if they just reach half of them. For example, the Unbroken Bond is like $60 at the moment per pack. If they reach just like $30 per pack, each bundle is still going to be like $180 in 5 years. Am I happy with that? I think I'm quite happy because I bought them at $70. If they go up to like $180 per bundle in like 5 years, it's like 150% in 5 years. Am I happy about that? I think I am. So honestly, I'm not too worried about this, even though it seems like quite a big amount that I spent here, but I think these are still good purchase. And again, if you look at 151, I bought them I bought quite a bit in May, June and July. The last one was in July. Right now the price has already been going up and up and up. So when I bought them was like $60-$70. Right now in the open market is close to $90. I probably won't be getting any more of them unless by some miracle the price come back down again. But I'm happy with whatever I have. I have 35 at the moment. And Pokemon Go, I think I have mentioned them before. The price was just too good, so I just grabbed them. This is one of the older one. McDonald's promo, this is an interesting one. I got them pretty much when it was released, and somebody actually imported from Japan and the price was alright. I bought 10 of them and I kept them sealed. I didn't open any of them yet. I probably will open 1 or 2 just for my own collection, but I plan to keep them. And the interesting thing is that right now the price is already going very, very high. I think they're going for like 35 to 40 USD, something like that. So it's almost doubled already. Quite unexpected, but who knows what will happen in the next few years, few months. Intending to keep them sealed. Evolving Sky, this one is another, to me, it was a no-brainer. These are just some loose pack I got from the shop that I support. Whenever they have something that's worth keeping, I will just buy from them. I don't ask too much about the price. Booster bundle for specialty set, again, quite a no-brainer, especially when the price is not too high. I'll just grab them. Destined Rival Build and Battle, basically the only few Destined Rival thing that I see in the shop, I'll grab them. Tag sticker, these are basically the things that is offered to me by the shop. That honestly in Singapore it's very difficult to get things like this. In the US you probably will see them in your Walmart or something like that, Costco, but in Singapore it's not the same. So yeah, I think that's something that we have to pay attention to. In Singapore the market is very, very different. What is available to us is very different from what we always see on some of the YouTube channel by the content creator in the US or in Australia, wherever it is. So we have to be aware what is available to us, what is not, and then we have to make our decision. So as a summary, this is what I would really suggest when we are thinking about buying for investment. I mean, for my purpose, I'm not trying to tell you what you should do, but this is what I would do in my approach of investment, because I'm a long-term collector and investor. So as much as I can, and if possible, I will buy near or under MSRP if I can find them, or if my supplier offer me any of the items near this MSRP prices, I would grab them, especially if it's better sets, better product. And if everything is above MSRP, like what we are experiencing right now, and if the prices are quite similar, then I will try to find which are the better sets. So back to the example I've just showed you, the things that I bought, you can see that I bought quite a bit of 151 and Prismatic, and it is precisely the reason is because I thought and I believe they are going to perform pretty well in the future. And even though they are above MSRP, and the price actually is pretty similar if you compare to other things in the market. Like for example, we also saw booster bundle for Surging Spark for Twilight Masquerade recently, but I did not buy those. But In fact, I went with 151 and Prismatic. I think this is very important because if the price range, especially those who are in print at the moment, if they are quite similar, it's important to try to identify which are the good ones, because we all have a certain budget that we work with. It's not possible to buy everything. You will find more success if you are able to, try to identify which are the ones which will do well, and hopefully, more importantly, is really stick to the budget that you have, because it is very easy to overspend in this market when everything is so expensive. And be very, very careful, because if you are not careful and you overstretch yourself and you have to liquidate some of the product in the near future, and if at that time we have a small little correction or crash, maybe it goes down 20-30%, everything goes down together, then you may get burnt. So be very careful with this, and if you are intending to just invest into this, make sure you have your other finances in check, and make sure you do not need all this cash that you're putting into this. Then if you can do that, then I think you should be fine. Right, that's all I wanted to share this time. See you in the next one.